I taught over in the University of Hawaii. Oh, by the way, you got this teacher program here. I wish that was in the works when I was here, because I've always felt it would be nice to teach teachers. I never have. But when I was in Hawaii, I did teach a course, Conceptual Physics for Teachers. And although the people who were my students were actually teachers in high schools, most of them. And I found out what the difference is between a strong teacher and a weak teacher. And what the difference is that the weak teacher doesn't have a sense of what is central. And so I found that out when I said, I want you to help me make these little practice sheets. It's a little sheet where you take the students and take them from here to here, and there's a little lesson. So everyone's got to do one of these practice sheets for part of the course. And there were very few of these practice sheets. When I looked at it, I said, what do they want the student to do that for? It's not important. It's a lot of busy work. I remember one time, I guess it was Ernest Hemingway, was someone grabbing on the microphone. What makes a good writer? And he said, you got to have a good crap detector. And then he walked away. If you're going to be a good writer and you're going to write, you have to have a good crap detector. You got to know what's crap and what isn't. And the only way you can do that when you're teaching a subject is to know your subject. So the idea that it's very, very important if you're teaching a subject, you got to know your subject. But another thing, there'll be some times when a question will be asked and they're hitting a hole in your knowledge. Who here has no holes in their knowledge? Stand up. I want to see what you look like. We all do. I still do in elementary physics. But when someone, for you people that are going to be teachers, there's going to be times when a student is going to ask you a question and you won't know the answer. And it may be to a question that maybe you ought to know the answer. So what do? You fake it. And you know what? The students won't be able to tell. So you fake it. I'm lying to you. The students can tell. Never, never fake it. Don't do that. You're not kidding anybody. And all the respect that you have built up through all your study of your discipline and all the preparation you've done and all the respect you built up will fall down in one swoop when they say, he's faking it. And that's it. You don't recover from that. You'll never recover from that, except in our business, it's built in that you do recover from it. Because 16 weeks later, there's a new group. And you can start all over again. You wipe the slate clean. But along the way, it's better to say, I don't know the answer to that. And someone says, well, you should know the answer to that. They're not going to say that because you've got the grade book. Okay? They should say that. I remember one time I was teaching the course not too long ago. And the student asked me something. I came back. I said, yeah, I don't know that. He says, well, you should know that or something like that. How come I know that and you don't know that? I said, well, you're likely more intelligent than I am. And it's true. The guy was a lot brighter than I am. And I acknowledged that in class. The response of the rest of the class was, ooh, what is this? Realize in your classes, there's always going to be people there who are more intelligent than you are. Where your edge is you will be more knowledgeable than they are. You will be less ignorant than they are. But there will always be people brighter than you. How do you handle that? There's nothing to handle. You applaud it. How many teachers will cut a person down to size so they can... Oh, isn't it terrible for someone who has an arrogant personality to become a teacher? Is there anyone in here that's predisposed to being arrogant who's thinking about becoming a teacher? Stand up. Stand up. I want to see you. Oh, good. Thank God. Okay, that's great. Isn't that terrible? Because, boy, you could make life miserable for so many people.